What's good, y'all? So basically, I'm going to be doing a trade review on the Asia ATM model that I was able to catch today on this trading session. And basically, obviously, the Asia session starts at 7 p.m., and you typically want to finish up trading at around 9 p.m. for the Asia session. So, what I was able to do here was first off, my target for after hours, for after 6 p.m. when the market opens again for futures trading, was this buy side liquidity right here. So, let's just mark that out so you can just take a look at it. Oh, it looks like my templates aren't saved, but okay. Buy side liquidity. So we have that buy side liquidity target there. And that was really what I wanted to play towards. And clearly, like I took off my position a little bit before, but before that buy side liquidity is able to be reached, right? We have some more buy side liquidity right here. So I'm gonna label this initial buy side liquidity. Okay. So as you can see, right, we have the initial buy side liquidity and then we have like the final buy side liquidity. And above that, we have an hourly fair value gap. So let's go over to the hourly time frame. We have a 1 hour fair value gap. And this 1 hour fair value gap is like that was kind of the consequent encroachment of that was kind of like one of my main targets for the night. And basically I kind of wanted to see price go all the way there, but you can't really ask for too much displacement. So I really don't think it's gonna be probable tonight. It might be like in the London session, but just like in the next like hour or two, it might not be. And I'm right now I'm recording this as the Asia session is live, and you can see with the candles moving up and down. So I just took this trade. So we have the initial buy side liquidity, and we clearly have like a market maker buy model. So I could draw that out, but like you could just envision it. I think it'll be easier. And so we have a market maker buy model, and basically I have this first trade outlined right here. You can just take a look. Like here's the red, here's the green, and so I tried so many different I had so many different PD arrays outlined for this trade to be successful. But at the end of the day, the market's gonna move, and it's not gonna tell you what it's gonna do. So it's basically I got stopped out on a manipulation move, and that happens. And so the manipulation move was able to get the best of me. It came down, took me out, and yeah, it gave me some good profit for a while. Though it had it like at most it gave me 122. It gave me like $180 of profit, and then it ended up taking me out for two minus 245. And the idea here was that this sweep of this buy side liquidity right and of the sell side liquidity right here was going to generate me like I guess a better odds at reaching this buy side liquidity. So I was trying to catch the bottom basically, and I did end up catching the bottom over here. But anyways, so price was really choppy. It was showing good displacement, but it wasn't showing clean price action like how this move did. And so it ended up coming down, taking me out. Once it took me out though, I saw that it came right back up. And to be honest, like I was extremely skeptical, especially because like I didn't really want to like get caught on like the flip side that like it comes down again because this does look like a pattern, like it could continue lower. And even if it continued lower, like I didn't really see any like sure we have liquidity, but this whole move is generated because we took out sell side liquidity earlier, over here. So anyways, right here, I just decided, okay, it might have the chance to it might still have a chance to come back up towards my targets. And so I saw that we have this move right here. Okay, we failed to take this low immediately. Therefore, this low is probably the manipulation low. This is like manipulation clearly. Like we take out this low, then we start to displace higher. Obviously, there's so many more like false displacements that like, you have to be careful for. But after that happened, like I started to get more confident. Also, there's this fair value gap that I visualized. I didn't really mark it out. Sometimes I like to do that. But right here, this fair value gap. So yeah, like we're just respecting this fair value gap. Obviously, we're going a little bit below it, but we're starting to and we didn't take out this low, and that's like the most important thing to me. And since we didn't take out that low immediately, I think that okay, we're already showing bullish signs over here. Like why there's really no need to go for like further sell side liquidity. Also, this is like super obvious to me. Like you can see that it's just a pattern of sell side liquidity being taken out. Boom, boom, and then finally last draw, boom. And so and I think it's and I also thought that it was a last draw simply because we were in the 750 to 810 macro. And let me draw that out real quick on the charts. Like we were approaching the 750 to 810 macro, and that just means like we're due for like basically a what is it, a reversal in price. And so That's the macro right here where this line outlines. So price action over there. And so we're approaching that macro, and we've already had this like big pattern of like taking out sell side liquidity. So it's kind of like, do I act now or later? And like, I don't know what later is going to look like. And clearly acting then in the moment was like best. And so I put my stop loss right here. It was only a $90 stop loss, or actually it was a $130 stop loss. I kind of have it inaccurately marked here, but this was a candle. You can see the blue arrow, the entry. And yeah, I played it towards this buy side liquidity as I marked out over here. However, I took out my position early, like around 237, and then finally 238. I took partials just because I wanted to lock in profit and cover my losses from earlier. So that partial actually ended up securing me $320, and so I was up $80 on the day. Then I ended up taking the last partial like 4 minutes later, just because we were struggling, and I didn't really want to like push it and like trade too late and just would be even more skeptical. Obviously, that's like characteristic of a bad trader, but like you have to understand that we also had SMT divergence, meaning ES didn't take out this high. So if you can, okay, I guess it's just not gonna load. I don't know. Okay, but basically ES just didn't take out that high, so I was just even more skeptical of that. Therefore, like, yeah, Wi-Fi just went out, but thankfully the charts are still loading. But basically, yeah, I'm just glad I was able to catch this move and took out my partials and then took out the full position, and that is my Asia session trade. I think it was a good one. I liked that we had heavy displacement, so it was completely smooth on the way up. Either way, I was going to hold this. I wasn't going to take partials until we were at least above this point. And yeah, did I use fair value gaps in this trade? Hardly, to be honest. I used it more in like this first trade, and I used consequent encroachment to like determine like, oh, is this a good place to put my stop loss? But consequent encroachment failed me of these wicks, and so I guess consequent encroachment is like, it's less important. It's like more detectable with fair value gaps. I wouldn't necessarily see it being too useful with like wicks. Obviously, like it is useful to an extent on like a bigger time frame, but I feel like on a minute time frame, like using consequent encroachment with wicks could be like a little bit strange, a little bit weird. You never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, this was a manipulation move. Also, this was a clear power in three. Like we have accumulation here, like in this large, like everything over here is just accumulation, and then we have the manipulation move over there, and taking out the lows, continuing the pattern of sell side liquidity being taken out. And yeah, when you see sell side liquidity being taken out so much, like, and you have a good buy side target, I just think it's just so probable. Like this is a game of statistics and probabilities at the end of the day, and like what's more probable to happen. And ICT like preaches that, like like everything about liquidity and stuff. So it's kind of just finding your next liquidity target. Sure, I could have held this position, but I've been skeptical of the last few Asia sessions I've been trading. I lost big yesterday because I had 360 in profit, but didn't take it because I still had like a good profit target. But I feel like it's just building that confidence again that I want to be needing. And yeah, this was a great session though. I'm glad. Had a little comeback session. I had the 245 loss, but I didn't let that impact my psychology too much. And yeah, this was good. So yeah, thanks for watching.